Hi there, welcome to CarlaVoyance, where I discuss all things intuitive, Akashic records, and counselling. I'm the owner of Carla's Realignments and the author of various personal development books. I'm your host, Carla Savannah. Thank you for joining me. Good morning, Patreon family. Welcome to our newest member, Jackie. I've just come back from a 5-day holiday down south, so I'm feeling extra refreshed and ready to talk relationships. Relationships is one of my favorite subjects to tackle. When I talk about relationships, I'm not only talking about partners, I'm also talking about relationships amongst family members, friends, and with clients. We all have basic needs within relationships. Granted, our needs and expectations within a marriage would be completely different to our needs within a friendship or at work. But ultimately, we are all seeking out one main thing: to be loved and accepted. I have created what I call Carla's Love Scale. I've spoken about it extensively in my book, 21st Century Relationships. The love scale describes how humans work their way from the absence of love all the way up to unconditional love. I'm going to go over the basics of Carla's Love Scale within these month's audios, but if you're wanting to learn more about this, you can buy my book 21st Century Relationships on my website, most online stores, and if you're within Australia, you can always organise with me to have a signed copy posted out to you. At least for this month, you'll get started on understanding where you are at on the love scale, and you'll be able to pick up on where some of your friends, family, and maybe even clients might also be on the scale too. Okay, let's get started. For this audio, I'm going to talk about the first two parts of the love scale. Right at the lowest stage of the scale is the absence of love. In this state, a person feels very low, very unloved. Their main concern is around being able to survive on a daily basis within the numbness, torture, and anguish of living. They see life as draining and depleting. A person stuck within an absence of love feels emotions such as fear, guilt, grief, shame, depression, powerlessness or disempowerment, insecurity. They feel unsafe, they feel hopeless, they feel mistrust in the world, they feel a sense of sadness and loneliness, and a lot of lack of support or security. When a person most often feels the above emotions throughout their day, they have no idea of how to feel safe, secure, and supported. Their main focus is on the survival of their physical body and just meeting their own basic needs. Any grounding activities can make them begin to build some sort of sense of trust in their world again. I work extensively on this area within my 8 Selves Therapy phone calls, which a lot of my $33.33 a month clients know, as it's a part of one of my Patreon tiers. When a person gets stuck in the stage of absence of love, just being able to make it through another day can feel like a win. It takes a lot of support and patience to help a person stuck in the absence of love. They can be very needy and want reassurance from you all the time. There's a risk that this person will stay in a state of feeling that constant victimization, and trying to bring them into the next stage can be really, really hard work on the people around them who do care about them, even though they will feel like they have no one. Women can easily fall into this state of insecurity if they have ever had a partner who left them for someone else. She will then be left alone to work through all these insecurity and lack of supportive emotions. The next stage is the desire to love. In this state, a person has the desire to change their current situation, but simply lacks the tools and resources to be able to do so. Within the desire to love, a person starts to think that love is something that they can physically or materialistically gain. So they start to do a lot, or take lots and lots of action in their attempt to find out what love physically feels like. In the desire to love, a person gives birth to various appetites, such as money, food, sex, recognition, power, materialism. They're overworking, they become shopaholics, they're focused on physical body stimulation, so you often find bodybuilders going into this area. The most common feelings are around resentment, desire, jealousy, hunger, wanting, craving, even manipulation, body-centered materialism, discouragement, boredom. They blame others, or sometimes they even blame themselves emotionally. They're emotionally unstable, they're suspicious, defensive, chaotic, and can go in extremes of being either passive or constant busyness. The desire to feel a sense of relief from the pain of not being loved makes them seek out significance through materialism and creativity. They associate the deserving of love with what they can do or have to offer others, or what they can build, buy, or create for themselves. In its extremes, someone within the desire to love, they do not care about who they hurt in order to meet their own needs or their own desires. They will even hurt themselves to get what they desire. Common issues that occur here is when someone is stuck in this phase, they can create lots of financial problems, sexual dysfunction, or fertility issues. They become workaholics, shopaholics, and over-exercising to the point of where it's almost physical body abuse. Because that physical pain to them actually starts to feel good. Because feeling something physically is better than that numbness of the previous stage that they felt of being completely unloved. Therefore, can become addicted to physical pain in order to just feel anything, really. Men can most commonly fall into this, and they get stuck in this because they may have been raised with the thinking that they have to fix everything in order to feel loved. And a man might think, if only I can physically show someone how much I love them, as long as I'm doing something or fixing something or building something, then I'll be worth loving. And that's why some men just overwork. To work through this stage, a person needs to look deeper into what drives them and what gets them out of bed in the morning. They need to try new things and learn to reconnect with their physical body in a positive way through maybe exercise, nutrition, healthy work-life balance, and budgeting. They need to learn that meeting their physical needs doesn't have to be painful. As you can see, just within these first two stages, you can see how the absence of love can be very passive and the desire to love can be overly active. Both are seeking love in two completely different ways. See if you can spend this week noticing how you seek out love. Do you notice yourself quite happy to just sit back and wait for loving interactions to come to you? Or do you notice yourself working really hard or overachieving to get some love and attention from others? If you find that you can see some of the both of the stages within your daily interactions, it's very likely that you may be trying to work your way up the scale and you're shifting in between the two. So when you're depleted, you'll stay in the first one, but when you have a little bit more energy, you'll step into the second one. Next week, I'll go into the next two areas of conditional love and stepping into love. So you can get those perspectives and how different they are to the first two. There's around 7 main stages on our journey towards unconditional love. So don't miss out on that one in the next audio. Please let me know if you have any questions around the topic of relationships or about the love scale, and I'll endeavour to answer any of your questions within the next audio. Tune in next time. I'm Carla Savannah, and I hope you have an amazing day. Mwah.